Hello beautiful people, it's Sinderfam. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be checking this video and it's titled Alleged TikTok cult member response to Netflix documentary. Interesting. So this is in regards to a docu-series that was released on Netflix regarding a couple of TikTok dancers and a particular management. And yeah, I'm excited to check this one out to hear what they got to say. Let's check it out.
Yesterday, I posted a video discussing the new Netflix documentary called Dancing for the Devil, the 7M TikTok cult that has brought to light the allegations against a man named Robert Shin, who is the leader of the 𝑗𝑜𝑖𝑛 Church, as well as the founder of 7M Films, an influencer management company. In the series, they talk about how Robert saw how profitable social media stars were and through his son was connected to these TikTokers who danced. He decided to start his own management company, which is called 7M Films, and his clients ended up joining the 𝑗𝑜𝑖𝑛 Church that he ran. In the docuseries, family members of current members of 7M and 𝑗𝑜𝑖𝑛 spoke out about how they had been cut off after their family member had joined. Former members also gave insight to their experience both in 7M and the church, and it was revealed that Robert Shin has had a series of allegations against him, including SA, coercion, financial exploitation, and creating a cult-like environment within the church and the management company. He has been accused of isolating members from their families, employing brainwashing techniques, and demanding significant financial contributions from his followers. Former members of 𝑗𝑜𝑖𝑛 Church said in the series that they were forced to give up large portions of their income and live under strict and invasive rules. One of the families who spoke out were the Wilkings, as they talked about how their daughter Miranda had fallen victim to this alleged cult. She used to be in a dance duo on social media with her sister, but after her boyfriend introduced her to 𝑗𝑜𝑖𝑛, she was never the same. Her family has spoken out before in an attempt to get her to snap out of this brainwashing they believe she's experienced, but she is still very much believed to be part of this world. She does have some contact with her family, as she had them agree to not bring up any of their issues with 𝑗𝑜𝑖𝑛 or 7M when they see her, but their relationship is certainly strained. Since the release of the documentary, people have wondered if Miranda had seen it. Some hoped that viewing some of the material would be very eye-opening to her, but that doesn't seem to be the case. On Tuesday, Miranda posted to her Instagram story saying that she has viewed the documentary and she wanted to address some things to the public. Up until then, since the release, she's posted like normal on social media, though she has limited comments on Instagram and turned them off completely on TikTok. So this is what she had to say.
Hey guys, I hope you're having a wonderful day. I just wanted to hop on here really quick and first of all say thank you so much to everybody who's been so supportive during this time. In the next couple slides, I've included my statement of this documentary that's just been released. I can't go into too much detail because of legal purposes, but I just wanted to add my side of the story a little bit. Thank you so much for taking a read. Have a great day. Bye.
She goes on to post two very long statements in the following slides on her Instagram story, which some wondered if she even wrote it since she wasn't speaking it out loud on camera, but some have defended it's the legal situation that she's currently in that's behind this statement being written out. But she said, "Hey everyone, just wanted to hop on here and say that I have seen the documentary. I wanted to start by saying that I appreciate the concern that has been expressed for my well-being. Due to pending litigation in which I am a plaintiff in a defamation lawsuit, it's not appropriate for me to comment on specific allegations. Though I will state that I do not condone abuse in any way, I cannot speak for anyone else but myself. I love my mom, dad, and Melanie, and they will forever be part of my life. The truth is, we just don't see eye to eye at this time. I believe that this documentary is a one-sided story. I gave my life to Jesus Christ in 2020 and asked my family for some space in the very beginning to collect my thoughts and process my new walk I wanted to take with God. I also told my sister that I wanted to continue our Wilkings sister social media page. She logged me out of our account, and when I asked for access back, she denied my request. So I had no other choice but to start my own account and pursue my own career. I still have yet to receive access into our account. My family didn't honor the space I asked for, and I saw a very different side of them I've never seen before. Honestly, it made me mad, frustrated, and annoyed that they were being so overbearing and chaotic. In 2020, I went to Michigan to visit my family for Christmas. My papa was taken to the hospital due to medical issues. We got a phone call saying that he had a short time before he would pass. Melanie and I drove to the hospital to say our goodbyes. Before we went into the hospital to do so, I started to pray for our papa in the car, and Melanie got offended, angry with me, and told me to stop and to never pray around her. Our papa passed away that day. Fast forward about a month and a half, Melanie and I are in LA and we're about to head back to Michigan for our papa's funeral. I was at a place with my family where I felt like I was being harassed. My parents and sister are not religious. They immediately called me going to church twice a week a cult. I felt that if I went back for the funeral, they would try to keep me there and not let me come back to LA. So I told my family that I would not be going to Michigan and that I wanted to move in and begin my life with James. To keep it simple, I did not want to be around them at that time because I felt threatened by them. I have been getting together with them over the past couple years to make amends, move on, and work things out as a family. This documentary has created a further challenge between us as I work to overcome this public attack. No one likes to be portrayed as their brainwashed, not in control of their own, shell of herself, human trafficked daughter, sister, when that just isn't the truth. I will add that I would have preferred that my family's circumstances remain private. I'm forced and feel like I have no other choice but to defend myself because of all of this. I can't convince anyone to believe anything. I am just a woman trying to live my life. I'm not a victim. I'm not in any harm. I'm not being abused. I've never asked my family or anyone else to help me in any way. Respectfully, what I choose to do with my life is up to me. As I take time to process and reflect on the situation, I would appreciate your continued support. Thank you, Miranda Derrick. Some online have speculated whether or not she
Wow. With everything, since she has written this and said she's okay, she's herself and whatnot, let's just take her word for it. I don't think anybody should at this point pressure her to want to come back to her family and whatnot, because as always, people are going to share the narrative or share the side that is most beneficial to them. Seeing the documentary and everything, nothing about it made sense, because I don't know any church that would tell you as an individual to cut ties with your family, because that right there, it speaks a lot. It speaks so much volume, because at this time, crazy things are happening. So I mean, none of this is actually surprising at all. But that docu-series says a lot and spoke a lot. And at this point, if people start to question their Christianity, question their faith and everything that is going on with their belief and stuff, they have every reason to. But let's go on.
Thank you, Miranda Derrick. Some online have speculated whether or not she actually watched the documentary in its entirety, given her statement only seemed to address her family and the accusation that she missed her grandfather's funeral because she was distancing herself from her family as a result of joining 𝑗𝑜𝑖𝑛. Now, it's a really interesting situation because the whole documentary is talking about how these people are victims of being in a cult. They've been brainwashed and who knows what else. But a lot of the public conversation is attacking those in 𝑗𝑜𝑖𝑛 and 7M, calling them out for leaving their families, for still being a member, supporting Robert, despite what's come out about him, which I don't know how helpful that is. It seems like people really have to come to the realization on their own if they are in a cult-like situation. And it's sad, it really is, but I think all the negativity probably only makes these people grow closer to each other.
True.
The families have spoken out saying that they will accept their loved ones back with open arms. It's not like they're trying to spread this hate. In reality, especially in the documentary, they're really calling out Robert Shin, but the internet is calling out everyone here. Now, as we've seen over the years what cults lead people to do, they're certainly not exempt from accountability and shouldn't be, but online attacks certainly won't snap them out of it. And this documentary isn't the first time Robert has been called out. He's been sued in the past. Articles have come out about him that have gotten other members to wake up and decide to leave, but not Miranda. So with this documentary, whatever he said the last time to get her to stay and continue, he probably doubled down on that again. Of course, it's questionable what could possibly be said to justify the accusations made against him. I mean, how can you look up to someone with these kind of things being said about them? Though she said in her statement she doesn't condone things like abuse, it's certainly leaving people questioning her character when it comes to this. Because it's not like she's saying, I've left 𝑗𝑜𝑖𝑛, I don't support Robert Shin. Those are not things that she is saying. And I think if she was saying those things, a lot of the backlash would kind of be off of her. Because at that rate, people would at least be like, okay, she's not supporting somebody that is full of evil, that is all of these things that have been said about him. She's clearly just religious and doesn't relate with her family, but that's not what she's saying. She is not saying that she is disconnected herself from this church. She's still seemingly very much part of it. And it's clear from her statement that she is not thinking that there is anything wrong in her life, that she is not unhappy, and that she would like people to stop thinking that she is any of the things that are being said about her by her family, by this documentary, and so much more. Now, the family hasn't addressed Miranda's official statement. The only thing that has been said since the release of the documentary has been this statement from Melanie on her Instagram that I read in my video yesterday. In it, she gave a post-documentary update saying that her and her family are still in contact with Miranda, but they still just do not bring up anything that has to do with the church with her. It definitely still sounded like she was part of this, but they wanted to once again emphasize that they would be there for her when she does kind of snap out of it. And on Tuesday, she had reposted this Instagram story to her own that said, "Melanie and Miranda danced for us together, so talented, such love for each other, such joy. And now this is all gone because Miranda is lost in this cult. Please help spread awareness." Melanie and Miranda's mom also shared this same story on her own account. Now, I guess we'll just have to see what ends up happening as this story continues to unfold. That is what Miranda had to say about the documentary. I will let you guys know if any more comes out about this story. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.
Of course, it's obvious that they are being brainwashed, but of course, they will not want to believe or see this. But again, after watching that documentary, there were so many questions because I was like, okay, how many more are there on TikTok, or how many more are there on YouTube or on Instagram or whatnot? Because let's not even forget that lots of these things are not uncommon to happen in Hollywood. But now, seeing with creators, dancers, and whatnot, it will not be surprising or shocking that there are lots more of this that happen. But now that they use this one in church disguise, it's raising a lot of questions, especially with Christianity, with Christians, with belief and religion. While plenty. But again, if she said that, she's not brainwashed or whatnot, let's just take her word for it. I don't think at this point anybody want to force people to come to terms to see things the way they say. That is the way our own perspective, and that is how she see things. She don't see it as a cult. She don't see nothing wrong with it. She just living her life and stuff. I think people at this point, that would be best for her, given that she don't see nothing wrong until when she comes to light or comes to terms to the reality of things. So let me just say this. Sometimes lots of people don't know that they're in a cult until they get out of it, or they're out of it. That is when they realize, because sometimes they present to them all these enticing things and whatnot and all, so they don't know what they're getting into or what they're doing, because I mean, it is enticing at the moment. But I always say that the devil does not give you anything for free. It will give you everything, glamour and enticing things, and it's gonna take something back, or take something in return. And that is how most of this cult behave, or all this cult like things behave, which in all sense, the people in it don't know what they are doing or what they are getting into until they're out. But let me know what you think about this. Have you seen the documentary? What are your thoughts exactly regarding it? If you've not seen the documentary, I think there was a summary that was just made here, and others might as well have summarized it already on TikTok or on YouTube as well, so you might as well go check it. But let me know what you think about this. I'm sure tons of people have interesting things to share. I really love you to share that. You can share other useful information you think might be really helpful. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and all of that stuff. And until next time, see you in the next video.